In Algeria, the Professional Association of Banks and Financial Establishments announced it was lifting restrictions on banking operations for foreign trade with Spain. The president of the Algerian Spanish Circle of Commerce and Industry welcomed this decision, saying many Algerian companies had suffered from it, especially those which imported industrial and agri-food products. Direct debits for goods and services to and from Spain, with the exception of gas supplies, had been suspended since June 9th. It was causing confusion among custom authorities who had been asking the Algerian government to clarify how to apply such restrictions on non-Spanish products transiting through Spain or Spanish goods imported from non-European countries. This turnaround could be a sign of thawing relations between Algiers and Madrid after long months of diplomatic tension over Spain's decision to support Morocco's autonomy plan for Western Sahara.
The first week of the election campaign in Angola went more smoothly. The temperature of the pre-election period dropped considerably, and the tone of the candidates also became more positive. This is the analysis of Louis Jimbo from the Angolan Electoral Observatory. This 1 week that is now running of the official electoral campaign and the pre-campaign atmosphere that had been launched by the political parties is more peaceful so far compared to the previous period. Also, the civic conscience of the citizen is now demanding that the candidates actually bring messages of what they actually want to do for the country. The candidates are now focusing on electoral promises, and this is fundamental because at the beginning they tried to dodge this issue. They tried and they made a pre-campaign animated in the personal attack, in what gives more likes and in what creates more comment. This is a stance taken also by political parties, as the main opposition party explained to Euronews. We've learned that you can't win in turbulence. You can only win when there is peace. So we are helping to make peace in this political environment. It's true that here or there is also one or another incident, but even so, I consider the political environment quite serene. This tense moment will persist until the August 24 election, as evidenced by the refusal of an opposition party that will hold a mega campaign rally in Luanda this Saturday, despite the refusal by the authorities. The ruling MPLA party has also asked its supporters to avoid any skirmishes that can taint the electoral process. Beyonce just released her highly anticipated album Renaissance on 29th July, sending the music world into joyful chaos. It's her first release since the critically acclaimed Lemonade.
6 years ago, Beyonce released Lemonade, which was a very raw, emotional album, and was kind of fueled by betrayal and processing hurt. And obviously it's been a long time since then, but this album is emotional in a totally opposite direction, where it's just completely euphoric. It's a joyful dance album, and it processes a lot of different types of dance, from disco to techno to house music, but it's just so powerful in its joy, and kind of, it's not really an album full of like immediate singles or with one single message, but I think it's so powerful in kind of its recognition of self-worth, self-love, and just what the dance floor can do to kind of make someone feel whole.
Although the 16-track album is mainly featureless, there are contributions from reggae artist Bim as well as Grace Jones and Thames. Renaissance is now available on all major music streaming platforms. In Senegal, there has never been widespread acceptance of the LGBT community, but in recent years, anti-gay sentiment has been growing and spreading. According to the victims, they have to stay hidden to protect them from ever-increasing threat of violence and persecution. Some have had to run to exile from fear of stigmatization and for their lives. In Senegal, living with homosexuality means being in danger from morning to night. Everything can change at any moment. We live with fear. We live with this stigmatization. I have many friends who have committed suicide in Senegal. The 32-year-old Daouda fled to a neighboring country in 2016 and sometimes struggled to make ends meet. He claimed he almost got shot by his own father after learning that he was a gay. He wanted to kill me, actually. He wanted to kill me because he pulled out his gun. And if it wasn't for the people in the house, I would be dead right now. Because I ran out of the house. I didn't take anything, no papers. I didn't have anything on me. Mamekta Gaye, the leader of the Jamran NGO that has been pushing for harsher punishment for gay, argued that homosexuality has been present in Senegal for many centuries, but something changed along the way. For centuries, ever since Senegal has been Senegal, the LGBT phenomena has always been an integral part of our society. But what has happened is that some time ago, about 10 years ago, they came to invade the public space with acts that border on provocation and sometimes even blasphemy and sacrilege. But many in a Muslim-majority Senegal believe homosexuality is a Western lifestyle being imposed on their society. Some Senegalese are now pushing for the parliament to pass a law prohibiting the act. It offends our beliefs. It's not because Westerners have validated it that we should validate it. The Muslim religion, the Christian religion do not accept homosexuality. Why do they want to impose it on us? Last year, the majority of the 1,300 Senegalese asylum applications in France cited persecutions over sexual orientation, according to official figures.
President Cyril Ramaphosa said Friday that his ruling African National Congress Party was at its weakest after historic loss in municipal polls last year. Ramaphosa made the remarks at a key meeting of party officials in Johannesburg. He spoke as the country faces a raft of socio-economic crises.
We have seen a rise in violent crime, including the recent spate of shootings in public spaces and criminal syndicates targeting our economic infrastructure and business operations. Our struggle to overcome the devastating economic and social legacy of apartheid and colonialism, a struggle which much progress has been made on, has been set back many years by these events that we are facing now.
Critics charge that the government lacks a national plan to tackle poverty, inequality, and massive unemployment worsened by the coronavirus pandemic, or even provide basic services such as electricity and water.
Let this sixth policy conference provide us with a platform, provide us with the direction that our country needs to let it instill the confidence and the hope that our people need.
Ramaphosa himself is mired in a scandal following a break-in at his game and cattle farm where $4 million was allegedly stolen. Some ANC members have called on the president to step down.